What's up, everybody? We're live. I'm super late. My neck hurts. I've been really slow today. My neck still hurts. I have a towel wrapped around my neck tightly, just to put pressure on that side so I can do this this stream. Oh, hurts pretty bad. I'm gonna just do half shifts. I'm surprised I didn't get fired because I called off a double. I missed like 4 days within like a year already. It's more like, I don't know, I guess it's been about a year. 7 plus 3 is 10. That's almost a year. But yeah, there's probably not going to be a game stream tonight because my neck hurts a lot. It actually hurts more than the headache, which is weird. Oh, I better switch to headphone mode. Yeah, no, I just close the browser out. I don't need this open anyways. Um, my damn hair is so long. I need to cut this shit in the back. Ah, this is gonna be a rough stream, everybody. This is gonna be a real rough stream. Hopefully, I don't fucking vomit on the stream. That wouldn't be good. Alright. God, my head hurts. At least I ate food. I don't really want to throw it up, though. Yeah, if I get nauseous, I'm just gonna have to end it. I don't want to throw up. I gotta buy another neck brace. Keep that, because my head is so heavy. I got like an angular neck injury, so the weight of my own head is causing it to get worse, because that's not aligned properly anymore. Ugh. I'm gonna try and do an art stream tomorrow, but only if my neck is feeling good, because I can't do art if my neck is fucked up. Is it possible? Hang on, I'm just gonna export this one object, just this table. I'm exporting them as a group. Maybe it's applying a group material to everything. So if any one of them has a shiny, applies it to all of them. I doubt it, but we'll see. So this is not the original one. Let me delete this. Okay, that's the original. No, I didn't copy it over. Why do you go all the way over there? What? Oh, there it is. Okay, so it is the material. Fine. Interesting. Apparently I have two godods open? What the fuck? That was weird. Jeez, I'm burning up. Damn towels make me a lot more. I'll be right back. I gotta put this pizza in the fridge before I forget. It'll go bad. Almost done. Oh God. Bear with me, y'all. I'm in a lot of pain. Give me a moment. Oh, my neck hasn't hurt this much in a long time. Alright, we're just gonna focus on this table. and figure out what's going on with it. Let's see what 0 IOR does. I'm gonna look it up. Mm. Ow, my foot. Oh, air is 1? So what does negative do? Gold is... Oh, shit! Gold is 0.470. Oh, god damn it. You gotta be shitting me. So IOR is supposed to be 1? This is so stupid and annoying. I hate this. I just want a plain Jane material. It's like we've gone further in technology, but like the plain Janeness is harder to do now because of that. Like, why can't I just have just a plain? What happened to plain Jane? Why are we getting rid of this? Is that necessary? How do I move stuff again? Exactly the same. Well, let's try. Let's save and reopen it. See if that works. No. Alright, let's look it up. Should I do 0.5? I fixed it once, maybe, because I swear we fixed this on stream. Well, if it multiplies it by 2, according to that... Oh, wait, did you all even see that? Hang on, I was reading this whole post. I was reading this, so... They're basically saying in the older versions of Blender, it exports normally. But in the newer version, it has all these other IOR settings and shit like that, and then for some reason, it's just not doing things correctly. According to somebody in here, it multiplies the IRR by 2. And even if you set it to 0, it's still specular. Other people are pissed about it. Right here. I agree. I got it working once, at least I thought. Yeah, disable specular on all your lights. Yeah, that's also really annoying, because then you got to use masking layers. Right here, it takes the IRR level and multiplies it by 2. According to this, so I think maybe 0.5 is like the sweet spot or something. I don't know. I need to go back to my stream and see what the difference was. Hi, Spears. Oh, my neck. So, let's do 0.25. I'm re-zero on that one. The metallic, maybe 0.25 here. Actually, 0.5 times 2 would be 1. I guess let's just try it. I don't know which one it's targeting. We'll figure that out later. Okay, that's exported. Y'all are gonna have to bear with me. I'm really slow right now. Okay. Alright. I thought I fixed this already. We're gonna go... Let's see. Let me see. Let's just go grab my objects real quick. Alright, so we have alien. That's funny. Oh, I'd have a better reaction if I wasn't in... If it sounds like I don't care, it's because I'm in pain right now. I'm just... I'm trying to hang in there for 2 hours. Alright, so we have a table here that clearly works. I thank you, I appreciate it, Spears. Okay, this one's using material override. It doesn't even have a thing on it, so let's delete this. That's not what we want. This is also using material override. Delete that. This is also using material override. Okay, alright. So maybe I hallucinated. I thought we tested this already. We got it working. But maybe I hallucinated that. And I just thought it was working. I can't remember now. I'm gonna have to double check my streams. Um, ah, based on that website or that post we just read, it's basically broken. Unless you're using Godot or Blender 3.0, which I'm not, and I don't want to. So we'll have to use masking layers to fix the problem. But before I do that, we're just gonna mess around with the materials in Blender and just try some things and see if we can. You were on when we tested it. You were on that day. I remember you because I was complaining about it, and you said it was stupid or something like that. And I was doing a bunch of exports and imports to try and narrow it down. And then I think what happened is maybe I thought I fixed it, but I didn't. I remember being like, oh, it's the IOR setting. Because I had one object, I think it was the cactus, and it looked like it had no shaders on it. But it did. It was shiny. It just looked like it wasn't shiny. I remember you being on there for that stream. I think that might have been the case. I think I painted my cactus so well that the shaders weren't registering. Like the texture just like gave it shader camouflage. I think that might be what it was. I can find out if I go. Let's see what the model looks like. I don't have one. Here we go. Is it? Yeah, it's using a custom shader or material. Um, oh, okay. It says it multiplies it by 2. So we're going to set everything to 5, which would make it 1. And then an IRR of 1 is supposed to be air. which means it should have no shader if it's multiplying it by 2. It's a really weird glitch, but I'll take it. If that's what it's actually doing, you know, is that proper? Hell no. That's buggy as fuck, but I'll take it. If it works, it works. It's less work I have to do. I mean, I wouldn't hate, like, if it's something that needs shaders, this ain't really an issue, but still. Ugh. Alright, minimize this. Here's the material. Override. It didn't load it. I went too fast. I guess I did it already. Hmm. There we go. Yeah, we still got a shader. So I tried 111, I tried 000, I tried 0.5. I don't know. Hmm. Go dot edit. I'm just looking through this. Maybe I can edit it and then override the original script. This is the importer script. I'm as okay as I could be. Believe it or not, this is pretty tame. It's been way worse. This is actually like 6 or 7 on this scale. I mean, it hurts really fucking bad. Like the pain level's 9 or 10, but the this isn't the worst of it. It's been worse than this. I wouldn't be streaming if it was at max level pain. I called off work today. I was hurting a lot worse earlier. One of the most annoying things about it is the pounding dum bum 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 in my fucking skull, my fucking brain, my head, all back of my head. It feels like there's blood rushing into my fucking head. It just hurts like hell. Yeah, I mean, I gotta get this game done. I can't let this shit stop me. I just take it slow. I just slow down a lot. I don't talk as much. It definitely slows me down. When I first had this injury, uh, I thought my life was over. I couldn't. I was in so much pain. I was missing a fuck ton of work. I was missing days left and right. I lost a lot of money because the doctors didn't help me. I was in fucking agony. I thought I was gonna die. I was either gonna die or kill myself. It was that fucking bad. I just need to maybe I just need to get enough money to go to another country that has health care. I think that's really all I could do. The doctors in this country don't give a fuck. Unless you're like Unless you got money or it's good publicity or something stupid like that. Yeah. Uh, Get my text document up. Just so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just grabbing key terms. I'm reading this to see if I can find anything that would make the metallic specular exactly 0.5, because that's the big clue. No matter, it seems like no matter what you do, it always imports it as a metallic specular 0.5, right? I don't know why, but it does. Because that's the default. When anytime you make a new shader, it always defaults to 0.5. So if I can't find that in here, I'm thinking maybe the importer's broken, and the reason why we're getting specular is because the default is over. So when you create a new shader anywhere, either automatically or manually, the default shader value is always 0.5. So it doesn't matter what the importer does. The setting gets ignored and you just go straight to default. I'm thinking that's the problem. The default's fucking it up. I don't feel like typing. Alright. So we got a bunch of shit. Here's our formula. B times B. So this times itself, which is kind of insane. Jesus. So it's timesing this formula against itself. So this formula, whatever it is, times it by its own formula. That's freaking crazy. Minus 4 times A, which is this, times C, which is this. That's some crazy fucking math. I love it. Not entirely sure what's happening there, because I don't have the brain power right now, but it's really cool. This is getting times by, the dielectric specular is being times by 2. It's right there. I don't know what dielectric sounds like. I don't know what that is. It makes me want to say diabetic. I don't know why. Point. There's only two 0.5s. Material. Set alpha scissor threshold 0.5. Return 0.5. Cat coal mark? I forgot what cat coal mark is. Isn't it like, just like a shader? Cat. Oh, it's like, what is that? Cat. I know this is the shader thing. It's a cat coal mark. God damn it! I've seen this before. No. I know what it's talking about. I just can't prove it. Blender shader stuff. Settings. It's like right here where it says Christian Burley. There's like, I think one of them is cat like cap cool mark or something like that. I'll just look it up myself. It's in here. I've seen it before. I think it was in Gmax Autodesk. It might not have been Blender. What's this called again? Subservice. Maybe I should just copy this. Oh, well, maybe not. Oh, this is cat bull. I can't read. I'm dyslexic. I thought that said, never mind. I thought that said, I can't see y'all. I'm sorry. I have no clue what I'm talking about. That's just a spline. I swear I saw something else. I think an M. I think I saw a C. Yeah, I saw it's an M. That's not a C. Never mind. I'm a dumbass. I probably should have read the rest of the code. Huh. Oh, that's alpha. Where's these set? There is no set spec. Let me check the colors on the table real quick. Ow! Ow! Ah! Let's try maybe this at one. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. Try 0. Let's try 0. Yeah, no, I think it's actually broken. I remember now. I think my cactus was the only thing that looked like it had no shaders, but it did have a shader, and I just thought it didn't. I think that's what happened, y'all. I'm gonna shrink that. Ah, my face. Ow. Ah. What was it gonna do? Just in case. Okay, yeah, it still got a shader. Ah! Well, there might be a way to do this in code, which would require me to make groups, which I think that would only work if I can automatically set groups on import. So basically, in Blender, I can assign a flag, right? And it'll be like, all right, this group or this object is gonna go inside this group in Godot. And then I could add a tool script somewhere or a global script and be like, okay, everybody in this group go to the material settings and be like, okay, this this has no specular. Remove the specular. And if I can't do it in Blender, I could just do it myself, which would be I'll make an array code, a tool script. It's going to be an array, and it's going to look for specific keywords. So I know what these objects are called. So if I go into editable objects, we're going to look for certain things. So like this is cultist alter mesh. So we're going to scan the whole map. This will be done in ready and load. This wouldn't be done anywhere else. Like the game will be loading while this happens. Or just in the editor and then save it. I guess, yeah, it would be in the editor. I'd prefer the editor. So in the editor, I click a button that I made from the script. It'd be like fix shaders. And it would go through a list looking for all the objects with the stated names, not the whole name, just the partial name. So look for all the cultist altars, all the boulders, the flag, anything that doesn't need specular. I'd look for all of them, and it would set it to 0 using an array. So like basically no specular object or OBJ for each in the array, which is all the objects that get named, that get chosen by partial name to be added. Because the chances of there being another cultist altar, like I don't have to put mesh or the numbers. I could just do cultist altar. That's good enough. The chances of me making another one with that name exactly is pretty low. Even lower for it to have a shader. Because there's a good chance that's probably, if I did make another one, it's also not going to have a shader. So that's one way to fix it. You do got to be careful with that method though, because it's looking for key phrases. It's not looking for anything else, which means if you do in fact make another cultist altar, it will find it no matter how you spell it. Like you'd have to change a letter, like the, I don't know, the L, and maybe use like a uppercase I, but then that gets kind of messy. At that point you've gone too far. It's basically all your objects have to be uniquely named. Essentially, you can't have anything with the same, like if it's a different object, not an instantiated object, but like it's just a whole other object. Maybe it's the same type, like a chair or a table. You can't include the whole, like the partial name like that. You got to make the names more unique. You have to be like castle table, town table, because if you use just table, it's going to affect all of them. The more specific, the less likely you are to have problems. That's assuming it lets me access the GLTF shader. I don't actually know how to access that. I gotta figure out how to access that. But the easier option would be to just turn off shaders for certain objects and then put them in the correct layer. But that's a lot of work. That's a lot of tedious work because I gotta make editable children, and I gotta do that for every object that doesn't need shaders. Which I could do a script for that as well, but I don't know. Either way, it's a bunch of rigmarole. I could try maybe a different file format. I could try the because we got OBJ and FBX. Because GLTF, that just lets you do like animations and shit. But there's also FBX. OBJ is only objects. So I could do that. Because that probably doesn't... That might actually work better with material. I don't know. Actually, I'm assuming that would work. I don't actually know. I never tried importing OBJ as with shaders. Because that would solve most of the problems if OBJ worked. If OBJ correctly imports the shaders, the only thing I'd have to worry about is the grass, because that's the only thing that has an armature. Man, this blood looks so good. I'm happy about this. It looks exactly like how it used to, but even better, I think. Because it's not just a decal, it's a custom paint job. I love it. Decals are a way of the past. Paint them on. It looks great. Unless you're doing like if you're doing like a really high graphics game, don't do that. Use decals, because the larger the image, the worse performance you're gonna get. If you're doing high quality, don't do that. You're gonna fucking blow up the game. If you're fucking, because in order to paint a highly realistic thing like that, your texture would have to be enormous, like 4,000 by 4,000 or something like that, or more. That would take forever to load. I don't know if that's a good idea. That sounds like a bad idea. But if you had a bunch of like smaller textures, right? They're still high detail, like, you know, 1024 by 1024 or higher for something small, and you just combine them together as a decal. I think that's more, you get better performance out of that. I don't know. It's been for like the graphics cards are getting crazier and crazier, so I don't know anymore. That might not be that big of an issue. All I know is every time I try to make something that's 4,000 by 4,000 in Paint.net or GIMP, it lags the fuck out really badly. Like any kind of art program, when I use a high resolution, it gets so laggy. I'm just flying around, y'all. I'm sorry. Let's go back to this real quick. The text document. Okay. GLDF is borked. Try OBJ with materials. Probably borked. FBX. I know it's really weird. I feel like that's completely opposite, because it's like if it's a big image, it has everything it needs right there. But you could load twice as many or more smaller images way faster. Like you could have more smaller images loaded that amount to a higher data than the singular big image, faster than you could the big image. I think that's just how computing works. It likes bits. It likes everything small, and then it loads it small, and it combines it into something big, I guess. I think that's just how computers work. It likes everything loaded in byte. Fuck, what's it called? Not. Ugh, my brain. I'm sorry, y'all. I have so much pain. Not bite marks. That don't sound right. What's it called when food's like really tiny and you could just eat it in like one bite? I forgot. Ugh, my fucking brain. Bite marks? That's so stupid. Why'd I say that? That's so dumb. Bite size. That's what I'm trying to fucking say. Holy fuck. God damn, my brain. Alright, let's just go do this OBJ thing. Yeah, bite size. Thank you, Spears. That took me way too long. I'm so fucked up right now. Oh, that's what happens when you got a neck fucking spine injury. I'm lucky to be alive. As far as I know, I could have a brain aneurysm. I could just fucking die any day. That's whatever. I did my best. That's not my fault society killed me. If I die, it's society's fault. I'm blaming society. Fucking assholes. Hey, let me die if I die. Ugh. Ow. I hope I don't either, man. I gotta want to finish this fucking game at least. If I can finish Risk of Heresy, that'd be dope. I can't complain. It's like I did my thing. I did what I said I was gonna do. I did it. Did I do it perfectly? Fuck no, but I did it. No, I just mean like a vague sense of society. It's not like any individual's fault. It's just society's stupid. There's too much complacency because people are generally really terrified of consequences. Nobody wants to start a revolution and get killed by the law, which is corrupt. So, I mean, I'm not doing that. I would only join an officiated rebellion. Like if society broke apart, I would join like an actual rebellion that had generals and an actual chain of command, not some fucking stupid ass guerrilla thing where they get themselves killed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get called a terrorist, and it just that alone is enough to get like 30 plus 40% of Americans that hate you. You call a group of people terrorists, 40% of Americans are automatically just gonna hate you. That's how stupid Americans are. Pretty dumb. All right, let's set this back to 0 and everything. This is so fucking tedious, it hurts. Ugh. I can never remember where the fucking IOR is. There, alright, we got that. Diffuse, have any? Nope. Okay, let's hit save. Export it as an OBJ. Where's OBJ at? Ah, there it is. Attached OBJ material. I don't think this works. Materials. Sure, why not? Alright, let's give that a shot. Alright, go in the test folder. So we got two things here. We actually have a separate material file, which is interesting, because none of these have that. They're just built into the file. So let's go in, make a new folder, OBJ. I might have to use OBJ. I like OBJ. I'm biased. OBJ is great. I've just been using the GTLF because I felt like that's like the one you're supposed to use for Godot. All right, let's see how this works. I don't see the material in there. That's strange. Where is it? Well, it clearly has no texture. It says it's blank. I can't see it. Yeah, it's white. Ah, I think it's just really tiny. Maybe. I don't know, I don't even see the damn thing. Oh, there it is. Okay, it did not load the texture. Interesting. Eh. Okay, well, are there any options? OBJ is mesh. That's gone. Let's just delete this. This back in here. It's still white and shiny, it looks like. Well, that didn't help. Huh. What was the point of the material? It's not even showing up in my folder. It was right here. It's subject material. Huh. Well, that didn't work. I guess I'll delete this. Last but not least, let's try the FBX. I've never done this one before. I think Halo 2 modding uses FBX. Do armature, animation. Does that include the textures? No texture. I mean, it grabbed everything. Just not the texture. Uh-uh. Well, yeah. There's one way I could do it. It's stupid. I could create really tiny lights that I place around on the blood, and only those parts are shiny instead of the whole thing. That way it doesn't affect um, the objects. So let me go. This is a ghetto solution, but it is a solution. If I don't feel like making a script, which I really don't, not right now. My head hurts. So we're going to go to the world environment. We're going to disable this. So now nothing is shiny, including, well, that's shiny. That's strange. How to do that? You know, I'll take it. That's cool. That's a win in my book. Down here, nothing's shiny anymore. If it don't have direct sunlight on it, not shiny. It's probably because of the lighting. How come this isn't shiny? This is mad as fuck. I don't know how. Well, this is. That's shiny. This engine is so weird. This ain't shiny either. How did I do this? I think it's because of the light, the skylight, the sunlight. That's doing something. I don't know what it's doing. But it's doing something weird. Ah, yeah. There we go. You can see the shaders now. I did fast mode. Oh, no. What the hell? How come is it only shiny right here? That don't even make sense. What the fuck? Is it because of the angle? It might be because of the angle of the sun. It's just at the perfect angle, nothing looks shiny. These are shiny. Anyways, we're just gonna turn the speckle around. Set this to 0. It should turn the blood off too. Yeah, it did. I got distracted, y'all. I'm sorry. Forgive me my insolence. We turn the shaders off completely. There's no more shiny. It's nice and matte how it's supposed to be. What I'm going to do is we're just going to make a new light. We're going to put this in the gore. Gore. I'm going to try now. We're going to get a light. An Omni light. And we're just going to stick this on over there. So now we get our blood effect back. And it's away from other objects that it's not going to cause them to be unnecessarily shiny. We're going to scale this down. We don't want it so big that it's causing other problems. We want it, if that makes sense. But I also want it to be like smooth. I don't want it to be just, if that makes sense. We don't want it like a little dot. I want it to like be really smooth. Range 2. I gotta get the right angle here. Ow. What does this do? Ow. Maybe we could just leave it on 1. Let's just do one. I don't think we need two on that. Let's set this back to normal. Shadow. No shadow. Can I like just disable that? Isn't it? Wait, hang on. Does this cast shadow? It just makes things brighter. I think we're good. It doesn't look like it's making anything darker. Which is what we want. Basically, we're going to copy this. Oh, fuck my life. Well, where'd the other one go? You can't just do that. Amazing. How do I move stuff? Oh. So I think we want to here. And then we'll go up here. Put this up here. And we'll mask it so it doesn't light up anything else. It only gets like the terrain. And then just that way I don't have to mask every single object. I could just mask whatever the blood is around, which would save a lot of time. Because the blood is only on 2 spots in the map. It's not the whole map the blood is at. Okay, so we got some goopy blood. The settings aren't quite right for the lights. But you can't even tell that there's lights there. Like, I couldn't. Like, if I save this and turned it off, like, maybe right here, it looks like there's a light right here. Barely. But this would be one workaround. And I could do the same thing in the cave. Only problem in the cave is I'd have to make 2 lights. I have to make a base light to get a base lighting value. And then a bunch of little lights that cause the blood to be shiny, but not too shiny because it's in a damn cave. They'd have to have really low power, and they got to be close to the ground. But this is one workaround. I'm not sure what I want to do. I mean, there's another way to do this that's kind of insane. Um, it definitely helps with exporting and stuff like that. Basically, in Blender, everything's purely for visual aid. You don't actually export nothing in Blender. You just parent every object to its own P node individually. Or as a group if you want to. You just have to remember to make a prefab. And then basically you build your map, and then you don't actually export the objects. Instead, you export all your empty markers, which have origin points. Then you go back into Godot and you put a tool script or a regular script at the top of the map, or wherever you want it. I guess it doesn't matter. And then you have it basically, you create a scene for every individual object, and then populate the scene, the world, using the individual scenes that have the correct shaders, the correct materials, basically completely custom object scenes, Godot scenes that have everything custom created, custom made, and it'll go exactly where you want it because of the marker positions from the map you made in Blender. So like you're not actually exporting anything, you're just exporting positions, and then your scenes are injected into those positions, which that would work. And you have it's the best of both worlds. You would have fully customizable individual object scenes, and then you'll also have the benefit of creating your map in Blender. And since it's a scene, you don't have to worry about doing your shaders multiple times. You don't just have to do it once, and then they'd be instantiated to their correct locations. You lose Blender's, you know, I guess you're not really losing anything. I don't think. I guess you're not really losing anything. I can't think of anything. Because you still get the minus, like your auto collision building. You still get that because that would be from exporting into the GTLF for the individual object, and then building your custom scene in Godot and adding your custom material. And you'd only have to do that once for each unique object. I think that might be the proper way to do it. And basically everything, the asset library is purely a visual aid tool so you can build the map, and then you just use empty objects for their positions. You just have to make sure if you prefab anything, it's exactly how it's supposed to be, because it's going to go, you got to make sure the origin point's the same as what the marker would be in Blender, because if the Godot scene doesn't match up, it's going to be like rotated the wrong way, and it won't match up with the Blender scene. So I guess that's the one downside, is it Blender, if you export GTLF, you get the exact rotation and scale that you desire. Whereas if you do a custom Godot scene, your scale and your rotation could easily be broken, either because you made your scene wrong or because you exported the markers wrong for whatever somehow, or maybe you fucked up something in Blender. So there's more room for errors using the marker method, but you do get the benefit of having fully customized individual object scenes. I mean, you technically can have that anyways with either method, but the other one's built for it. Well, it requires you to do that, the other method. Um, so that is an option. Ugh. I think I like this option the most though. This is a nice lazy option. I think I'm just gonna do the light trick because it works really well. I just have to for the player, I'm gonna have to put them in a different layer so that doesn't light up the player. I'm gonna go test it now. I gotta fix the blood goop shit. It's not, the specular isn't how I want it to look. It's too subtle. It's not bad. It's just subtle. Like Spears said, it's very subtle. I want it more goopier. Okay, yeah, the light does not. Oh yeah, it does. Never mind. Right there. So I gotta make an exception for the player and any objects near these specular lights and be like, don't light them up. It'll help with the illusion that there's not secretly lights here lighting up everything. There you go. See, she's getting lit up. So I gotta make special exceptions with these lights. I really hate how the collision mask is the same as the... Yeah, it's super bright too. Why are the material masks the same as the collision masks? That seems kind of absurd, doesn't it? I feel like the material mask should be a completely separate feature. Unless I'm crazy. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. This one had to have an override because of it. I only want specific. Alright, so yeah, we have shader 1 here. Global illumination, visibility range. I don't see any masking in here. No masks. I think it's just it's the physics layer. Like what? I'm pretty sure if I just turn. No, it's not that. What the hell? Where are these layers at? Is it render? I don't know how this works. What do you mean light layer? Like where are the layers at? What the fuck? Am I crazy? I don't know how to use light layers. The light will affect objects in the selected layers. So just layer 1. So yeah, it is the physics layer. It's weird that it doesn't turn off when I selected the layer 2 though. That one still works. What the fuck? It's like this is broken. I don't think these work. I think these are broken. Oh, that's the visual. Never mind. I'm in the wrong layers. That's why. I gotta go to the coolness, which would be is that the visual layer? What layer though? Okay, that turned it off. Turns off, turns on. Okay. Okay, it is the visual layers. Cool, I figured it out. Yay! Oh, this is great. This is fantastic. Yay! Oh, yeah! This kicks ass. This is the best thing since sliced bread. Two. Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's put them two. It's not, it's the visual layers, not the physics layers. Think fuck. And this will be two. And this will also be two. Not one. Same. Which means if there's any extra light, I could just put a rock on top of it and you won't even see it. Yeah, what the hell? I'm a dumbass. Hang on. I fucked up. Hang on. Give me a second. Fucked up. Hold on. Everybody hold on. Stop. Give me a second. I don't know how the player got to layer 2, but it did. Not really sure how that happened. How the player was on visual layer 2, I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't. I've been working on this so long, I lost track of why that is on layer 2, because that's not default. There's no way in hell that is default. Aw, thank you, Spears. Wait. Well, that one still lights up. Oh, did I not save it? Oh, man, I am really screwing up today. I thought was it 1? No, it's 2. Ah, shit. I forgot to do these ones. I only did the one. Probably. I can't remember what. You know, if I had to guess, I would say I probably thought it was a collision layer and it was just a visual layer. I was like, oh yeah, that's the collision layer, but it wasn't. I probably got it mixed up with something. And I never switched it back. Okay, it's a little shiny from here, but it's very subtle. It needs to be more shiny. I'm not sure if I should use a spotlight or an omni-light. I feel like an omni-light would make more sense. And I could use a spotlight and then line it up with the sun. That might work. There we go, I fixed it. Now it doesn't look like there's any light at all. Just a little bit of a glow. But that could just be blood. They don't know. Alright, that saves me a shit ton of time. This is the method we're going to use. It fixes my problem, and it's not too much to tinker with. Also, I think it has a little bit of a benefit to it. I could change the angle of the shininess and get it exactly where I want it. Like, I can accentuate what part of the blood is more shiny. And then, like, the little parts, I could just kind of, like this, like, blood trail, I could kind of ignore those. They don't need to be shiny. So I get a little more control over the shader, which I'm okay with. That's a good thing. It's a little finicky. I gotta play with it more to get the right settings, but it's not bad, and it saves me a shit ton of time because I don't feel like fucking with shit that's not exporting correctly. Because even in here, it fixed all my problems. Like, all that unnecessary shaders are gone. Exactly, the focal point. It's more customizable. It's not too like performance heavy. It's just a couple lights. I think it's a win-win. Is it annoying that I have to do that? Yes, because you know shit should just work, but it's fucking game design. I feel like no matter what, you're just gonna run into these kinds of problems. Just like the nature of exporters. But this will be cool. This is fun. I like fucking with shit like this. This will be fun to fuck with the lights and just like trying to like tinker with them. Just be a fun little thing. I'm actually gonna reset the player because that her visual settings is broken. I gotta go to the scene and fix it. It'll update here though. But this is I didn't think I was gonna fix the problem this stream, to be honest with you. So I'm pretty happy. Despite all the pain I'm in, made some serious progress. We could start moving on. I don't need to worry about material settings anymore. I can just move on, unless it's like a really particular, like if I need it to look like chrome or like super metallic or something like that, I'll probably just manually put the texture on, because fuck it, or put a or use a script or something. I don't know. I think for the next level, I'm gonna try the marker solution with the custom Godot scenes, and just try that, see how that works. Because I have to do that anyways. Each level needs to be an object that's spawned in. Each part of the level has to be spawned in. It doesn't start. There's no particular configuration it starts in. It has to be spawned into position. If that makes sense. So it'd be a good test for that mapping style. Sorta. Ah, my brain. Ah. No, I guess I'll say this. Oof. And I guess we just mess around with these. Uh, oh yeah, closer to the ground, the better it looks. This is dope. This is actually dope. I gotta be careful though, like this one over here is being a little too glowy, it's obvious. I gotta kind of raise it up. Ah! I didn't mean to do that. What if I change the, like the light here? Can I like, what does it do? Nothing. I think 0 actually looks, the attenuation looks really good. It gets rid of that spotlight effect. Makes it look a little weird from an aerial perspective though. Um, okay, that looks pretty good. Attenuation 0 seems to have a much better effect. Let's try on this little one over here. Oh yeah, that's great. That's exactly what we're looking for. So duplicate this again. Is it Control D? Control D. Here. Gosh. And 0. And then we'll Control D. And then same thing down here. I don't know what this means. Ah, yeah, that's exactly what I want. Okay. It's just like a more smooth lighting, except at the edges, which is what we want because it's blood. It's like literally the perfect setting for that. Fuck, I don't want to be in super mode. I want to be in movement mode. Alright, let's play this, see what it looks like. Oh, it looks pretty good. I don't know, it looks pretty good. I just wish it would, my problem is the angle. It's like, it's always the same no matter what. It's my only issue. So I think I might have to use a different light. It looks great up here. Ah, sick. Yeah, it looks pretty fucking cool up here. That looks fantastic. Okay, well, it looks great up here. Let's try moving these around. I want this to look more goopy. What does rotating do? I didn't think so. I didn't do anything. Well, it would be most bright from the sides. What's up, Robert? Ugh. I'm in the wrong mode again. Let's put them at different heights. So this one would be like that. This one would be like that, and then this would be, I think, maybe like that. There we go. It's kind of, yeah, we need like multiple lights to like. The problem is this front one hates me. Like, that one's so obvious it hurts. These two are not as obvious because like if I look up, there's the sun, so it kind of matches. This one does not. This one just stands out like a sore thumb. I hate this one. Also, the fact that there's multiple lights is an issue. I think, you know what? I have an idea. Yeah, the ones up here, I don't know why they just work so well, but they do. Like that. We're gonna add a spotlight. And then we're gonna rotate it. We're basically gonna have it mimic the sun, but not it quite exactly, if that makes sense. I'm starting to feel better now. I got this towel wrapped around my neck. Also, I'm about to go to bed, so that should help. Procedural stairs are finished. Making them have more variety in sizes. That's pretty cool, man. That's dope. Also, good night, Spears. So right there. Maybe squish it forward a little bit. There. Alright, we got our spotlight, I think. I'm going to put this on 2. Animation 0. We got our bloopy trails. I think we need a higher range on this. More! Take a look. Awesome. I think I might have overdid it with the attenuation. It looks nice up close. It looks okay from far away. It's more realistic because it's not like overly shiny. Because it's just a thin layer of blood on dirt. It's not a fucking ocean or a river. Rivers are pretty reflective though. This looks great up here. I can't complain with that. And this looks great up close, but the spotlight really helps with this. I think I'm going to change the attenuation a little bit. 3.5. I don't think that helps. Let's go back to 0. I'm going to go to 10. I didn't do anything at all. 1, 2. Yeah, I guess 0 does look better. I think that's the angle we want. I think we could put one spotlight on here. Just, or not spotlight. We could put one of these on here. Just one. Put it low. Right here near the front. The front really just did not want to light up correctly. And it's too focal. I want it to be bigger. What would I do like 10 on that? Did we do anything? Okay, that looks a little better. Yeah, there we go. It looks like the sun. Kinda matches up. It's a little better. It's not perfect, that's for sure. It's a lot more funner to do it this way. Although the other way you get a more dramatic instant effect. That's really pleasing to the brain. This way's a lot harder because you gotta like custom tune it specifically how you want it. It's a lot harder to do this one, that's for sure. I think this will do for now. That's good enough. Always tweak it later. I have to do the same thing down here in the cave. And then we're good to go. Yeah, that should be good enough. I think the other method for map making, it might be the proper way to do it, because then you have full control where you just use basically the asset library is just a visual aid. All your assets have parent nodes attached to them. That way when you place it, it's already got the thing. You lose the drag to mesh feature, but it'll be proximate. It's most likely going to clip through the ground because it's a collection in Blender, which might be a good thing because then you don't have to use face snapping. It'll automatically clip it underground. I never actually tested that. It's just for some reason the grass, since that's one of the collections I have as in the asset library, the grass likes to clip under the ground. It'll go where I tell it to go. It just seems to clip under the ground, which is kind of beneficial, especially if I had done that with the pebbles. But yeah, in the future, I think I will be doing that. I will essentially create the map, export all the empties, which will be nodes inside of an empty space with a bunch of nodes that tell you where everything is supposed to go, and then attach a script somewhere in there, or it could be a global. You can put your script anywhere. It doesn't matter. If you want to get crazy, like stupid crazy, you could do like drag and drop on every single object, but that would take forever. I don't recommend that. I recommend doing arrays and instantiating through your script. Essentially array groups. So you'll create a bunch of so all your objects will have individual. So you'll have a basically you'll have a parent node, but the parent node needs to be of the same object type. You can't mix and match. I mean, you can, but you have to make an extra. If you want to mix and match, you gotta have an extra parent node, right? So, for example, I think if I go to tar, so this is barracks. It's made up of a bunch of different other objects. So, with the other method, if you want full customization of your objects and their shaders and materials and everything, and also build your maps in Blender, you'll create an empty for every single type of object in here. So every single weapon rack will be attached to a weapon rack parent node, separate from all the other objects. Same for the leather. All the leathers will be parented to a leather parent node. All the boxes and treasure boxes will be parented. All the same objects of every same type will have its own parent node. And then all of those parent nodes will be attached to the prefab parent node. So that way you can attach a script to the boxes. You can attach a script to the leathers, and then you can be like, okay, get all these children. That way you can set and instantiate everything. You could just drag and drop and be like, all right, all of these child nodes, place this file, instantiate it to those positions, and there you go. Bam, your map is done. As long as you did your origins correctly, and like you imported and build the scene correctly in Godot, so it matches the marker's position and rotation in the visual aid of the map you made in Blender. But I feel like that would be the best method. So basically, you're just using Blender as a mapping tool, and then loading up everything through customized scenes in Godot using a script. Way more customizable that way. And you also have the benefit of swapping out objects. So like it's not set in stone. You can like make variations of things that way too. Like without going back in Blender, you can like just swap stuff. You can make like variants and stuff. I guess you could do that anyways, but you know what I mean. Like proceed. You could do like I should say you could do like procedural shit without adding anything. You don't need to add a separate thing to the map. It's just out of the box you can make it procedural because of the necessity of those scripts with that method. But we fixed the problem. I got a lot of work done today. I am thoroughly surprised. I forgot to do my laundry. I'll just do it tomorrow. But I'm out of here, guys. I gotta get some rest. Bye.